the United Falling Podcast. My name is Andrew. We are four idiots who talk about things that we have no idea about. With me
Minus one.
today is,
Thomas.
Steven.
and no Jason because he's off somewhere.
Doing cool stuff or maybe not so cool stuff. We don't know.
Yes.
We'll find out. We'll
Probably
report back to
shady,
you,
illegal
audience, next
things.
week.
What?
Yes. All right, so we have a unique opportunity today because we have three dads on the podcast. So I myself have a 15-month-old, Thomas has a 1-month-old, and Steven is about 1 or 2 weeks away from being a dad.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be a good time to kind of talk about what it's like to be a dad, especially in this new world, especially as Steven's freaking out about becoming a dad for the first time.
Yeah.
You freaking out, Steven?
Yeah, a little bit. I actually went over to Thomas's place yesterday for lunch. And yeah.
He's like, what I'm going to do whenever I get mad, I'm going to shake the baby. Shake the baby like this really hard.
Shake it. Stop crying.
I'm like, no. You should never shake the baby.
I'll be shaking him on like the rocking chair. Like,
Shake it like a shawl shaker.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing that, but okay.
Yeah, please don't shake your baby.
No, you should never shake the
Please
baby.
don't shake the baby.
Yeah.
All right. What?
I think so. I was talking to Thomas, and like one of the biggest fears is SIDS for sure.
Dude, I was so deathly afraid of SIDS for like the first year. Even now, I'll check in on her baby monitor and I'll listen in to make sure that she's still breathing.
Yeah.
But when do you not have to fear about SIDS? It's
after the first year, the percentage decreases drastically.
Oh my God.
So let your child survive for a year.
Oh, as long as it's a year, you're good.
Yeah, the chances after a year are small, or a lot significantly smaller. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the first 2 weeks, the first couple of weeks for me, it's just been really tough because I'm always stressing out because the babies can't hold up their necks, so you have to hold it up, or when they're sleeping, they'll have a very faint breathing. So I'd always poke the baby. I'm like, "Are you alive?" I'm just making sure. Poke, poke, poke.
Yeah.
And she go, "Ah!" I'm like, "Okay, well, at least you're alive."
Yeah, because they're supposed to sleep on their back, but my kid liked to roll onto her side.
Oh, interesting.
Constantly, and so I was always afraid that she'd roll over and onto her face and then stop breathing.
Yeah.
But she's just a stubborn kid, and every time I would push her back on her back, she would just roll back to her side.
Wait, so how did you deal with that? So are you saying every couple of hours or even less, you would go check to make sure?
Well, I asked the pediatrician, and she said maybe she just prefers that, and as long as she's controlling it herself, it's fine.
But well, so has she ever fallen on her stomach and fallen asleep?
Oh, now she sleeps on her face all the time. She doesn't care.
I see.
Okay. It's no longer on the side. She just straight up rolls over on her stomach, and that's how she normally sleeps.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so you have a camera then. I'm assuming you just watch.
Yeah, and then so I got the Nanit, which has this band you can get to monitor the breathing of the child. So I got that. I was like, that'll help me sleep a little bit better if I can monitor her breathing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I did. So I shelled out a ton of money for all this crap.
Yeah, how much was that, the nanny one? The one you have?
I put it on my registry, and a friend of mine got it for us, but it was 130, 140.
130?
Okay.
That's not bad. I was thinking maybe 200-300, but okay.
Yeah, no, not that bad.
Okay,
that's good then. Yeah. So basically, SIDS isn't an actual disease, right? It's just
right.
No.
Their breathing stops.
Bunch of underlying causes that cause it to happen. One of the big things is don't let there be anything in the crib or bassinet with your child.
Right.
When they switch to the crib, don't put padding on the sides of the crib. Because a lot of people do that thinking, I don't want them to bump into the sides, but it can actually cut off the oxygen down there and they can die that way. So make sure there's nothing down there.
Okay.
Yeah, so just swaddle them in their little blanket. Once they start breaking out their swaddle, we use a sleep sack.
Oh yeah, Thomas, you have that, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks makes him look like a squirrel, like a little flying squirrel, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so switch to that if
That's
they're not
adorable.
if they can't be swaddled anymore.
So hey, I got a question then, Andrew. Did you ever get scared when you're swaddling her, like it was too tight because there's a risk of hip dysplasia?
No, because my daughter would always find a way to get out of it,
Oh,
Okay,
busted
never
okay.
every
mind.
swaddle. I'd
Okay.
never made it through a night without her having like one arm out.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
I'd
Okay.
come in and check on her, and her arm would just be sticking straight up in the air, like in defiance of me.
It's like F you, Dad. I got
Yeah.
you.
Pretty much.
It's karma, dude. It's karma. Like Andrew's so stubborn as it is. Like you would expect his kid to be the same.
It's
Pretty
fun,
much,
Dad.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you're also stubborn, Thomas. So good luck to you.
Yeah, dude. Man, my baby is loud and like when she doesn't want something, it's just like there's two types of screaming. There's like annoying, like I'm annoyed, crying, get my like I need attention, and another one was like loud, screaming, bloody murder. Like I was like she really needs something. It's just
So
piercing.
my kid has now reached the point of throwing tantrums.
Oh
So
no.
she'll like just fall to the floor
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
and start yelling, or she'll start throwing things.
Oh
Oh man.
no. Don't
So
let her get
And
near your Ninja Turtle collection. It's just gonna
especially like with food now, if she doesn't like something,
uh
she'll
huh.
put it in her hand and then she'll make eye contact with me and then just put her hand over the side of her high chair and just drop it.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least he doesn't throw it in your
That
face.
is
Yeah.
awesome, dude. That sounds like like a something from a sitcom.
It's just
Yeah.
very calmly, she'll just pick it up and make eye contact and just drop it onto the floor.
It sounds like something from like Family Guy or something, you know?
Yeah. And then I'll say no, and then she'll
Uh-huh.
get all like angry about it, and then she'll just start flinging it everywhere.
Wait, okay, so question that do you discipline her or what? Like what do you do?
I mean, how can you discipline someone at that age? Like they don't really understand.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot
So
of just
Right.
like no, or I'll take the plate away,
uh-huh.
and then she'll be even more upset. But then she has nothing to throw. So
Right. So it's better.
yeah,
Wow, okay. So it's just like you literally just have to talk to her, explain to her even though she won't understand and you're just waiting for her once she starts, gains that ability to articulate what you're saying and understand, then she'll learn, right?
yeah. I
Like
mean, to some
because
degree, she
once
understands. Like
Like
uh-huh.
at
tone
her
and
age, you can do. They understand cause and effect,
Okay.
mm,
Yeah.
and part of it is they're experimenting with cause and effect and seeing what their boundaries are
Uh-huh.
right.
or are
Right.
not.
Or
Yeah.
seeing what your boundary is so she could break your will.
Pretty much. And so sometimes with food, I'll just leave her there, even though
Uh-huh.
she doesn't want to eat it, and then eventually she'll start eating it because she knows I won't get her something else.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
Like
that's
you have
next level
yeah.
difficulty level.
Because she's always wanting snacks. That's what she wants.
Oh.
Because she gets spoiled at daycare because daycare gives them snacks like all the time.
Oh my
Like
gosh,
So
that's
that's what she
terrible.
wants.
what kind of
Yeah.
snacks?
They get like Cheez-Its and cookies and stuff that we don't have at home.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so have you introduced her to the iPhone or the iPad?
No, no screens until she's like 2.
Okay. So
Okay.
even at the lowest level with your patients from both of you guys, you've never introduced the
The
iPhone
only
or
time we ever used it was one time to cut her nails because they were so long and she
uh-huh.
would not like cooperate.
Uh-huh.
So for like
Oh.
5 minutes, we let her watch some Coco Melon video on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
and we were able
Uh-huh.
to cut her nails. So because she kept scratching herself,
Oh
and
yeah,
Oh.
we
yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
find a time to like, or not time, but like a way to get her to like cooperate.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I have a lot of
I
friends that use the screens to like zone out their kids to
Yeah.
get things done or to get them to stop crying, which I totally understand. But
yeah.
we've been
Yeah.
pretty strict about no screens for her.
Yeah.
That's
Like
good though.
I used to subtly judge, my friends who would show the iPhone screens to the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like really addicting and stuff, all that and whatnot. But like now, like I totally get why. Like I know personally, having the baby is like, yeah, okay, I can see why they want to do that. Even
Right.
though I just have a newborn right now, but after months and years of having them, all that stress and lack of sleep and temper tantrum those kids are going through,
Yeah.
you're just like, F
Pretty much.
this here. Zone
You
out.
sympathize. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wait till she like reaches down and starts flinging her poo.
Oh,
Wait, your
that
daughter did
happened?
that?
Almost. She
That is
lets her reach
awesome.
down because she can reach down into the diaper,
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
if you're changing,
Uh-huh.
and so she's flung like a dirty like baby wipe and things like that.
Nice.
Ew.
Reach into it once you
Wow,
once
dude,
you get it open.
she's got a fire to her, man.
Oh, she's feisty.
Yeah.
This is crazy. There's that
Yeah.
one picture. She was like crying, like ah, and it's like broccoli mash. I'm just like, wow,
Yes.
that's an angry
Yeah,
face.
that was awesome.
Yeah, because she didn't want to eat it, and I told her no when she
Uh-huh.
wanted a snack, and so
Uh-huh.
she just like spit it out of her mouth and just started wailing.
Oh no. So what
That is-
happened? You just sat her there and was like waited until her guard went down and she slowly ate it.
Pretty much. I'll
That's
do that
great.
sometimes. Like I'll just scoop back up the food she spit out and shove it back in her mouth.
that is awesome. I love that.
Because she does it herself. Like she'll reach into her little bib and just start eating whatever's in it.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah. I've seen them
And spit
babies do
out. So
that.
I was like, fine. I'm
But
not
you
giving
don't
you new food.
you don't
Yeah.
like put flavoring, right? You don't put too much flavor, not too much salt and stuff like
I
that.
try
So
not to. Yeah,
it's kind of
definitely
bland, right? So she's just like,
for her, it's a lot of like textural things she doesn't like.
oh, okay, okay.
And she hates chicken.
What?
Oh, well,
She doesn't like chicken or eggs.
Weird. Okay.
well, yeah. I mean, she could be a health nut later, but those are usually generally healthier foods.
Yeah, you want to eat like 2 eggs, and that's why I'm so small. I skip breakfast. I didn't have my protein.
Oh, you skip breakfast too? I thought it was just lunch.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, I
So you
didn't have
skip
a
breakfast
healthy.
and lunch.
I didn't have a healthy breakfast. I just had like cereal all the time. So yeah.
And the cereal that you had, I'm assuming, was like Fruit Loops, which is basically all
Sugary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a Batman toy in
Like
it.
processed
Yeah.
corn. Like-
yeah. It's like just fructose, simple fructose.
Okay, so real quick question for both of y'all. So before the baby came out, were y'all taking all the classes?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'm terrible. Okay.
Yeah, every class Crystal took, or my wife took, I took as well with her.
Okay, so like what
Yeah,
classes?
same here.
Like how many classes did it come with?
I
Well,
think they're like 3 or 4 or 5. There's a lot of
Depends
classes.
on the hospital too, because
Yeah.
mine had we had like 5, 6, 7-ish sessions like every week, I think.
And they're
So-
pretty long, right?
Yeah, a couple of hours, I think.
Oh.
So-
Yeah.
I
we
mean, I
just
sent you
had,
my
like,
PDF and notes, so you can have them.
Oh, right, right,
Mm,
right,
yeah.
right. Because me and my wife, we were like watching some of the videos, and like the first video, it was like beware, nudity, and then I saw the baby like pop out of a lady's vagina, and I was like, "Whoa, this is
Yeah, that's-
crazy,
that'll scar you.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
saw that in high school.
Yeah.
dude." I don't even remember seeing that in high school, but like when I
Freshman year of high school, they showed us like the whole birthing video. So it starts with like the little egg and sperm
yeah
going inside the egg, and then like you can see all the images of like the baby growing up inside the
Right.
mother's womb, and then it comes to the birth. And
yeah
the health teacher was like, "Oh, I'll give you a choice whether or not to watch it," and she left the room and didn't come back, so we all watched it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is this the same teacher that like kept forgetting to like stop it at crucial points?
Yes, this is the teacher that was never really presently there. And
Uh-huh.
when we had that school shooting, I was in her class, and I was afraid for my life because I was like, we have the most incompetent teacher, and it's a dangerous situation. We're all
Wait,
gonna die.
you had a school shooting?
Yeah, my freshman year.
Oh wait, for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
remember you ever telling us about
Yeah,
that.
that's the
Well,
first
I mean, it wasn't like a mass shooting, but it was a shooting. So
one. Uh-huh.
this kid, apparently, I had PE with him. He not freshman,
No
first
name.
year,
Uh-huh.
first period.
Uh-huh.
He went into the bathroom and he shot himself.
Oh, it was a
Oh.
suicide. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And apparently he like put a tarp up in the bathroom stall and everything.
Uh-huh.
Wrote an apology note for like messing up the bathroom.
Oh my
Wow.
And
gosh.
apparently there was a kid inside the bathroom with him. Like,
Uh-huh.
obviously he didn't know the kid, but he did it, and then I guess the kid saw it, and he like totally freaked out.
Wow.
Oh, I
That's
would
And
totally.
he was like completely traumatized.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely PTSD and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's
So
crazy.
it was a crazy time. They locked us down in our first period classes, and
Yeah.
yeah, but we still went on with school for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
That
crazy. That's like one of the things I'm worried about. Like once like our kids get older and get into like grade school, you know, I mean these school mass shootings are happening so frequently now. It's
right.
just
I
yeah.
mean, would that ever make you like even think about homeschooling?
No,
No.
Because
I don't
it's
think
too
so.
much of a like time, right? Because you have to
I
do it
don't
at
have
your
time to
house,
homeschool my kid. My
huh?
wife does not have. Neither my wife or I have time to homeschool our kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I do not I don't even have time right now. I barely have time to manage my newborn while I'm working at the same time. So,
Right, right.
and plus I'm
That's
like taking care of my wife since she's recovering.
right. How how's she doing? Like, is everything healed up and stuff, or?
No, I mean, it still takes a couple of months, but
Yeah,
I
it takes
see.
a while.
less pain. Yeah, but she's doing okay though. Better, more or less every day. So,
That's
That's good.
good.
All right, so let's ask a few questions about being a dad and our dads. So, what's
uh
one thing that you remember your dad teaching you while you were growing up?
teaching me,
um,
huh?
my my dad was actually a little more hands off, and I feel like we might all
Mhm.
be in the same area where like our dads were pretty much kind of out a lot because they're working or they're like traveling, right? Would y'all agree with that or?
Yeah, like for a
Mhm.
period of time, me growing up, my dad lived in a different state. Uh,
Oh,
that's where he found a job, and so he
right.
moved out there. He'd come home twice a month, I think.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I see.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So a couple of things that I do recall is my dad trying to teach me math, and after like 2 sessions, he was like, "I'm getting you a tutor," because
Tutor.
unfortunately, I did not get his mathematical genius,
Uh huh.
and he realized he didn't have that patience to like, you know, teach me. Not just patience, but time. You know what I mean? I think time is a big thing. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like everything I learned from my dad was through example. I would say,
Okay,
yeah,
Uh huh.
just
I
like
think with my
watching him interact with people, seeing how he talked or showed certain attention to certain people. I I definitely learned that from him. Yeah.
okay, like
Yeah.
my dad, he would take one day to teach me one thing, like sporadically. Like he taught me
Uh huh.
Wow.
one day. He took me outside and he taught me how to throw a football,
Uh huh.
Wow.
and then we never threw a football again together. One day he took
Okay.
me out to like learn how to catch a ball with a baseball mitt, and he bought me a
Uh,
baseball mitt,
Uh
and
huh.
then he never did it again. Like,
wow, really?
so my dad would like he wanted me to learn these things, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So he'd just take one day and he'd teach me how to do these random things,
Uh
and
huh.
then that was it. Like he taught me how to change a tire when I was getting my driver's license,
Uh huh.
and he just took a day to like teach me random crap, and it kind of stuck with me. I think one of the biggest things I learned from my dad
Uh huh.
was when it comes to studying or learning anything, like you have to learn beyond just memorizing something. You have to learn to be able to manipulate whatever it is that you're doing. And like I
Mm,
never understood that growing up. It always frustrated the crap out of me whenever he would talk to me about math or whatever subject it
Mhm.
was like, can you manipulate it? And I'm like, I have no idea what you mean. And then now as an adult, I understand that concept. I understand like what he meant when
mm,
I became a teacher for a little bit. Like that's
Oh.
something that I try to impart upon my students as well, because I had grasped that like so many years later after my dad had tried to drill that into me. But it was something that I had to also
Mhm.
discover for myself.
right.
Yeah.
That
So,
makes
but
Mhm.
what
sense.
about you, Thomas? Your dad teach you anything?
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff. One clear memory I have is my dad being really pissed when he was trying to teach me math. Um,
So like
it
me,
was like, yeah, no, but it was like math. It was like algebra or something, but it was like whatever the higher level algebra was.
right?
Wasn't learning at the time, so he just get pissed all the time. Oh,
Yeah,
he would get really mad throughout the day. It was like a full 1 or 2 day, maybe it was like a weekend thing because I remember just from morning till evening, just drilling down on these math problems and stuff. It was just terrible. But I remember though at the end I hated it. I was like crying so much. I
yeah.
did actually retain a lot of that like methodology stuff that I learned, so it was helpful. And then also I remember because my dad was working a lot too, and he was like traveling for
Mm.
his job. But you know, there's like the second memory I have of him kind of teaching me was actually like playing catch baseball and
Yeah.
throwing the football like sometimes throughout the some nights here and there, whenever he was in town or whenever he wasn't busy or something. But yeah, that's about it.
I
Yeah.
do. I do have a really quick question.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's probably one more. This is gonna be really corny, but like,
It is you talking, so.
yeah. But just like seeing the way my dad would like treat my mom,
Hmm.
I think that was a great learning thing as well because he was always like very very kind, but then at times he would also get pissed off. So
Mhm.
just normal interaction, but like he never did anything like harmful, and I think that's something really really good.
Harmful? What do you mean?
Like
Do
he never
explain.
physically touched any.
Yeah, he like didn't like hit
Yeah,
anyone or
he didn't
anything.
hit anyone.
He was still a gentleman.
Yeah.
Oh, so no, so just verbal punishment, no physical
Oh yeah,
punishment.
yeah, yeah. That was very verbal, like in terms of his anger. Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, nice.
Um, but okay, I kind of wanted to ask this. Just because of interest, right? So
Mhm.
I like my dad never like played any sport with me other than golf and tennis because those were the only ones he was interested in,
Mhm.
and he never really watched like the football, basketball unless it was like finals. So I'm kind of interested. I wanted to ask you guys like, did y'all watch sports with your parents or like at
I
least the
watched
Super
football.
Bowl?
Yeah, I watched football with my dad. He took me to a few Texas Rangers games and some Dallas Stars games,
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
just because he'd get free tickets from his work and he'd take me with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know he took my brother to some hockey games too after I had moved out and went off to college. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he tried. Mostly what he watched was tennis, and I was bored with tennis.
Yeah.
So
Tennis
Right.
was a boring sport
it's
to
like I
watch.
never understood how to play tennis for long. He took me once to go play tennis, obviously,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and
Right.
then we never played tennis
That was your one day lesson.
pretty much. And so I
Yeah.
learned a few things about how to swing a tennis racket, and then
Yeah.
never talked about it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Thomas? Like, did you ever watch sports with your dad, or because like I think out of all of us, we don't really watch sports like other people would. You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, out
Maybe
of us three, Andrew's the one who watches the sports the most.
the most,
Which,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because for me, like I watched football just because it was like cultural thing in Texas.
Yeah.
Everybody, quote unquote, everybody in Texas watches football because football is a thing. It's like going to church, it's a
Yeah.
thing. So, but yeah, I mean, I used to watch some football games with my dad. He did actually take me to some Rangers game too, because like they always somehow like the Rangers, those guys always give away tickets somewhere, from to the companies and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to like one or two games. I think I vaguely remember, but yeah, my dad was never. He never really. He wasn't really into the sport. It was just more of like a cultural thing, just because everyone else is doing it. So it's a very American thing to do. But
Yeah, because I was always kind of interested, like, was it instilled in us from our parents, or is it more of a friend thing or a cultural thing?
I
Wasn't.
really feel like it's more for my friends that I would go to sporting events now because
Mm,
like it was fun to go with my dad, but I didn't really care about watching sports at the time.
Uh-huh.
I do
yeah.
remember the first Rangers game I went to. They played the Royals and they lost, and I was
Oh,
like, "Well, this sucks."
Yeah.
First game I ever go with my dad and they lose, but the Stars always won, so I love the
yeah.
Stars.
The Dallas Stars were pretty. I think they were pretty good back in the '90s or something, right?
Yeah, I
Back
mean
in the
they've
day.
won the Stanley Cup and
They're
Yeah.
the
they're good.
hockey team,
Yeah,
right?
hockey.
Yeah. Hockey.
um,
Yeah.
and I do have a fond memory of my dad. Like all during the summers, when we were in Arlington, especially, he would always swim with us, and then he would play this game where he'd grab a volleyball and he'd hold it up away from me and my sister, and he'd be like, "Oh, catch it! You can never catch it." And then
Uh-huh.
so he wouldn't make time during the summer to play with us, especially during the weekend. But like, yeah, like they were, our I feel like dads are just busy.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, yeah.
yeah. During the summer, my dad taught me to swim. The old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the one
Oh, like
day he
every
talked you
Asian
in.
Korean dad, the turtle swim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he would pick me up and throw me in the deep end and told me to swim back to him.
Oh, yeah. That's the old school way too.
Yeah.
And if I
Yeah.
drowned, he would come save me, obviously. And then once I
Yeah.
caught my breath, he'd be like,
Yeah.
"You ready?" I'm like, "No," and he'd throw me back in again until I learned to like doggy paddle.
Yeah.
And
But
then,
can you swim?
yeah, I can swim now. And so I would swim back to him, and then as soon as I got to the edge, he'd throw me back in to the
Yeah.
middle of the deep end.
Oh
So
my
then
God.
I'd start swimming away from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We my I don't maybe my dad did that. I don't remember. I feel like he did, but I don't have any recollection.
Oh,
But
I
it just
remember.
seemed
I was traumatized.
okay. So yeah, because I read on Reddit, like on somewhere on Reddit saying, like every Asian old school Asian parents, you throw the kids in. Or not even Asian parents. It's just like old generation. They would throw the kids in the deep end to learn how to swim, and a lot of the bottom comments were saying, yeah, either they were totally traumatized or super phobic of open waters, etc., or the other end, they're like they love swimming. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, but I remember, yeah, swimming. I actually just did on my own for me personally. Like I just took swimming lessons as a kid. That's what my parents did actually. My mom would sign me up to like a lot of tennis lessons, swimming lessons,
Yeah.
and other stuff like that. So it wasn't my dad who wasn't teaching me stuff, but my mom like just taking me to these lessons and whatnot. So
See that's the appropriate way. My little brother got taken to swim lessons,
yeah,
like proper swim school. And I was like, "Why does he get swim lessons and I just got thrown in the apartment pool?"
Because that's how your dad
yeah,
was taught, and he had to teach it to his firstborn.
I wonder if my mom, like, when she found out, like, freaked out on him or something.
yeah,
You did what?
yeah. I'm like thinking like as I get older, once the big when our kid gets older,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I hope not. I hope I won't be in a situation where I'll be so busy working that
Yeah.
you know that I won't have time for for her. But I mean, this generation is different. Work from home, and I don't know. I mean, the whole society is different as a whole. So
That's
we'll
true.
see
And
what
then,
happens.
Like
yeah,
like
but,
what?
like, once,
Yeah.
huh?
Go
Were
for
you
it.
gonna say,
Sorry.
Steve?
No. Go for it.
Oh, so yeah. With that being said, like, what's one thing you really do want to teach your kid that they're gonna remember as an adult?
Thomas, Bitcoin.
No,
Teach your kid how to invest in crypto.
yeah, crypto's the future. No, not that. I think learning how to. Man, if I had to boil everything down, learning to how to like be comfortable with yourself.
Hmm.
There's two things: learning to like basically be comfortable with yourself and understand who you are, and then secondly, always have like a thirst to learn. Learn in some way, because I mean, like a lot of people and myself included, I've failed in so many ways, and you know I've always
You
learned
spend a
to.
lot of time in school, Thomas.
Oh yeah, I've spent a lot of time in school and wasted a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of stress from my parents. But at the
And
end of the
me.
day, I think it turned out okay. So um,
Yeah, I'm proud of
Yeah.
you, Thomas.
thanks.
Especially after that one day I had a talking to from your Japanese teacher.
Oh yeah. Thomas-san, Kwan-san never goes to class. Tell him to go in class
Pretty
sometime.
much, yeah. You told me to go in and make an excuse for you for skipping class that day.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
she
that.
gave me an earful saying, like, Thomas is never in class. Please tell Thomas to come to class.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel so
Wow.
bad. She was such a good teacher too. She was very she had a lot of patience. So I
Apparently, she's like telling me to tell you to come to class.
yeah, I know. I remember you were like visiting or something.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
visiting for my spring break,
Right, right,
and
right,
you're
right.
like, you totally forgot I was coming for one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I remember. Well, vaguely remember, sort of.
We had a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
those were the days.
Steven, what do you want your kid to remember? Like, what do you want to teach your kid,
Um.
your
Oh
future
man,
child?
I'm having a
Batman.
boy, so I just yeah, you love the bat.
Off the
Respect the
bat.
bat. Uh, and
Respect
hey,
the bat.
Thomas, what is the or Andrew, what is the quote from Batman Begins? It's like where he's like, "Become what you fear."
Oh,
No, whatever.
it's something
I
that Pennyworth said, right, at the
no, no,
beginning.
no, no. It's Ra's al Ghul. He's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, whatever. It's all a joke. Honestly, I won't. I just want to be able to teach him like. Okay, I know what I cannot teach him. Like, I cannot teach him math. I can. What I want to be able to teach him are more behavioral things, like definitely like respecting people of all different kinds.
And how to
'Cause
run away from a fight?
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
well, like here's the thing with that. Like when I was a kid, I was the smallest one normally. So
Well, technically, you still are. So
yeah, yeah. So I always like I didn't run away from the fight, but I tried to make the guy who wanted to fight me laugh and just be a friend.
uh huh.
And I think that's a important thing to teach. Just like don't, you know, try not to get these people pissed off. Try it's better to be a friend.
Yeah.
or just don't or just don't be around them. So I don't know. It's just like behavioral stuff and I hope I could teach him like a respect for the arts. I hope he can learn that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's really hard.
I
Um,
mean, this day and age, it's just like there's so much risk. There's so much easy access to guns and violence and channels of abuse. Not with social media now. So
yeah, but like you know, maybe I'll just teach him how to dance real well, and then everyone will just be like, "Oh,
So
he's
you can
such a
just
good
dance battle
dancer."
everyone.
fight me, okay? I'll do a little like windmill flare. Then dude's
Just
like,
be like, let me bust out my magic
Gyrating,
mic.
yeah, magic
pop
Mike,
rock.
like hip thrusting in the air. You know. So
And then all the girls are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I want that," and all the guys are like, "Oh, teach
yeah,
me."
like
Like,
what?
so I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, it's just so much. So
If you
much.
had pick one, pick one.
I
Okay, here. How about this to make it easier? What has helped you? Most important. What have you learned the last few years, 5 years of your life, that
I mean,
that is like the most important thing that you've learned the last 5, 10 years of your life that you can
um,
carry
that
on to your kid.
that homies got your back. Like,
Okay,
make
cool.
make good friends.
Make good
Make good
friends.
friends, and just trust them, and hopefully they'll trust you. Yeah,
No, okay, that's
All
good.
right, that's pretty good. Yeah,
yeah.
I
Okay,
think
what
for
about you?
me, yeah, for me, I really want to teach my kid to do good,
Okay.
to kind of like, volunteer for things.
Mm.
Don't be afraid to stick up for people, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I've done a lot of volunteering in my life. If it weren't COVID right now, I'd probably be doing more.
Oh.
Um, and like COVID's, pretty much over, but it's still like not. And I still have like a 15-month-old and
Yeah.
everything. So like it's not like I want to go back out there and put myself out there, but
Right.
Yeah.
I want to eventually take her with me when I do things like that, like go volunteer at the food bank or, go help the homeless, or do anything like that. Just teach her to do good and like not just sit behind a keyboard and like talk about it or sit around with other friends and talk about all these things. I think there's a lot to be said of a person that actually does things.
So a question, I'll double clicking on that. So what's the, if you had to choose, if you could just drill down, like what philanthropic avenue, like area you would want to teach your daughter to volunteer in? Like,
It really would depend on her interests,
okay.
Mm.
right?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be something I want to push on her because it's if I at the end of the day I want her to do something that she wants to do
Uh-huh.
and excites her so that she'll want to keep doing it.
Right.
Okay.
So like
Right.
for me, like I love teaching. Like even though I'm
Mhm.
not a teacher anymore. So like when I was volunteering at a homeless shelter and I was teaching an art and a music class.
Oh, that's really
Mhm.
cool.
And I did that for like 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Can you teach math?
I can't actually teach math.
Oh,
So
okay.
back when I was a speech professor at a community college, one of my students came up to me after her final and was like, "Can you teach me math?"
Oh
And,
my god,
and I
that's so
was like,
racist.
and I asked her like, "Are you asking me because I'm your teacher and you think I'm smart, or are you asking me because I'm Asian?" And she goes, "Well, because you're Asian." And I said, "Well, if you're honest, I will teach you math." So I
Yeah.
taught her math. She ended up getting a B on her final.
Oh,
So
That's
nice.
really
Congrats.
that's good. I
What
mean,
level math was it?
yeah.
it was algebra, like the first algebra class in college.
Okay, yeah. Like
I
the beginning level of algebra.
yeah, like I
It's hard to
remember
learn. Yeah.
Dude,
huh?
I hadn't done that since like freshman year myself. So I was like,
Yeah.
or actually since like high school because I skipped that in college.
Yeah, because you go straight into calculus if you
Yeah, I
like.
went straight into honors calculus
Yeah.
freshman
Is
year of
is it because
college.
your AP exam?
Yeah,
Okay.
and
I think some classes like they'll allow you to skip, so you can just jump
Oh,
right past that into.
yeah, my
that's
my SAT score was impressive enough to like let me skip things.
that
Yeah.
shows you where my level of math supremacy was.
Oh yeah, no, my dad drilled me on math, so my math was on point.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Like
Yeah.
I only missed one question in the math section on my SAT.
Wow.
SAT. You only missed one question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You are a loser.
Yeah,
What?
because my dad made me start doing practice problems since like 6th grade. Yeah.
Huh.
So do good. Don't just talk about it.
Yeah.
I
Do it.
think that's
And
good.
Steven, I think I found your quote.
What was
To
it?
manipulate the fears of others, you must first master your own.
Yes.
So cheesy.
Become it's not become your fear. It's not something
I mean,
like
that
that.
sounds cooler actually. Become your fear.
Yeah.
That just sounds
Uh,
it's succinct and like
a-
yeah.
And then I
Right.
remember we used to make jokes about it. It's like if you're afraid of
What?
potatoes, eat more potatoes. Like it's just like I just remember we started
What?
making a bunch of crap like that. Just like, are you afraid of tigers?
Be a tiger.
Be a tiger.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Are you gonna bleep that out? You should
Well, I'm
probably bleep out
gonna
the gay
bleep one
thing.
of them out, not all of them, but yeah.
No, you can keep it all in. Keep it all in.
You guys don't remember that? Like that was something that we used to joke about.
Dude, the
Like,
lack of
No.
sleep has like destroyed my memory.
Yeah. Once your
yeah.
kid comes, you'll understand, Steven.
Oh
Yeah.
no, trust me. Like, okay, so I went over yesterday, and Thomas looked so tired. I think you just woke up or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. I woke up from like a 2 hour nap because I had to like make up for the earlier,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm still so tired.
And then I brought him a Starbucks, and then like after we ate, he went back out to get another coffee. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
sounds like Thomas.
Yeah, I could not function. Like even this morning,
Yeah.
like I had to take a nap after going to watching my service. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So I can only imagine how difficult it is
Well,
at this
if
point.
you have like, if you like, if you like, what do you call it? Shift team up and doing like day shift, night shift, and then also with, having the mother-in-law take care of like even just the basic cleanings. Like the cleaning is so tedious.
Right.
Like we're constantly cleaning the bottles, washing the bottles, sanitizing the bottles. The clothes, the laundry, like it's just like
Yeah.
all day. Um, so like that'll save you a lot of time.
Right.
But I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see how you let's see if
Dude,
you survive, or hopefully you survive.
the
Thomas
baby's
will be
gonna come
fine.
out and I'm just gonna like pass out and hit my head on like the marble and just like
Oh
My
yeah, so
God.
Thomas, how
Yeah.
did you react when you first saw your child? Like
Oh,
when they pulled her out and you're like, "This is your child."
I didn't tell you guys. I thought I did. Okay, well I'll tell you again if I haven't already. So basically, um, first I hear this screaming, just like loud voice. Like I've never heard a baby scream that loud before. And now I hear boom. They like raise the baby up as if like it's a piece of meat, and I'm like, oh my god, it's huge, And like she's covered in like this white stuff. It's like this natural stuff. I was like thinking, like she's looks like like it's just like she put on too much like suntan lotion, right? All that white stuff. I'm like, what the heck, But literally a second after, I just was in shock and like in excitement, and I got snotty nosed because I was wearing a mask, so I was getting super teary eyed and emotional for some reason. I did not expect that at all. So, and like I kept staring at her. I was like looking at her. I was like, oh my gosh, she has my eyes. And I was just like describing it to her because Sandra was on the operating table and she was like, And I'm like super
Yeah.
excited, all giddy as a child, and like teary eyed and snotty nose. I was just like super excited. Yeah, I mean that was my reaction. Which I did not expect at all. I didn't think I would get emotional. Um, yeah, I didn't think I would get emotional, but I did. Yeah.
Andrew, did you?
What about you?
Let's see. When they pulled my kid out, she was very like purple and looked
Oh,
like an
Okay.
alien and like covered with
okay.
white stuff. And
It's
Yeah.
the
it
alien
just
that like came to visit you when you were a child.
pretty much, and it
Yeah.
was kind of surreal. Like I didn't really know how to feel because I
Uh-huh.
was like, "This is our kid," and like
Hmm.
took her over to like this little warming bed, and like they were like toweling her off, and also, and then like the doctor was broing out with me about it. He gave me like that forearm grab and was like, "Welcome to the club," and I was like, so I'm assuming the doctor had kids of his own.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, so I was just kind of looking at her, and so she
Uh-huh.
was like crying and squirming on the little warming thing while they were trying to take her vitals and everything. And I was just like, this is like the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like, finally meet this face that, you've seen like an ultrasound of, and,
Yeah.
seeing it like poking through the belly, stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And then, she looked a lot like me when I was first born too. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is really my kid. Like this is real now. Like it's
Yeah.
not just some theoretical thing. I got a little choked up a bit.
Yeah.
Like it's the first time you're meeting this person that you helped make, and now you're gonna have to be with for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So on your point, so you're saying you weren't really sure how you felt after you saw her come out, but then did you get really emotional when you found out that your wife was pregnant, and
Yeah,
like
when I
when you
found
saw?
out she was pregnant, I was yeah, I definitely like shed a few tears.
Okay, so it was like
Um,
What?
right.
yeah,
Okay, so it was like so you
because
teared
it
up
was
on that.
something that we had been trying to do for a long time,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh,
finally
right.
happened, and we're like, okay, yeah, great, this is awesome,
Yeah, and here we go off to the races.
pretty much.
Like the
Yeah.
weird thing is, I don't remember. Andrew, did you cry at your wedding?
No,
You teared up?
I did a little bit at my first look, and that was it.
Okay. Thomas, what about you?
Nope. I was like,
You
cool.
didn't
You look
tear up?
great. No,
care.
man.
Yeah.
Huh?
So same
Thomas
with
had
me.
no
I
emotion.
didn't tear up.
Mm.
I was just full of, joy, right? So when we found out my wife was pregnant, she had done a pregnancy test like upstairs, and then I was on the phone, I think
Uh-huh.
with Thomas. And then Thomas, I don't even think you remember this, but I was like
Uh-huh.
talking with you, and then
Uh-huh.
Samantha goes, "Oh my gosh!" And I
Uh-huh.
was like, "Oh, Thomas, hold on one second."
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then
No,
I
I
had to
think you were
run
texting me or
upstairs, and then
something,
she's like,
right?
"I'm
Oh,
pregnant!" Like, and I was like, "Oh my god, what do I?" Thomas, I gotta go.
right. Yeah. Yeah, you
So
told me
like,
like after the fact. Yeah,
yeah,
after it
I
happened,
yeah I
right?
did afterwards, and then
Yeah.
like so I technically don't know if I will get like teary eyed or whatnot, but I do
Mhm.
remember when my sister had her first baby, and I went over and I saw her like my sister's first baby, like my niece, and I do remember I teared up
Uh-huh.
because I was just like, wow, this is incredible, you know.
Uh-huh.
So who knows? Who knows? But
You know,
now
I
that
do
I
find that
talk,
odd that you teared up on your niece. You know,
yeah, yeah.
to me that's weird. But then, is that a
Is
weird
it?
feeling for me to feel weird that you teared up? I don't know. What do you think, Andrew? Is that
Yeah,
weird
it's
for
a little
Steven to
weird.
tear up for his niece?
I don't know. I'm probably never gonna have a niece or nephew, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know. I
weird.
mean,
I
yeah.
mean, it is the first like
Uh,
baby for your family, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
I
guess I
mean,
can
yeah.
kind of
it's
see that.
not
Yeah,
a, it's not.
And
I
and
don't think it's a weird thing. So
and when I
yeah.
saw her, I was just like,
Uh-huh.
wow. For some reason, she reminded me of my sister a lot, and I think that's the
Uh-huh.
main reason I teared up.
So
now you're holding your child version or the baby version of your sister.
Oh, I
And
never,
now you can like get revenge on all the times she tortured you
yeah,
growing
it's
up.
like
I
I got you
never,
now.
I never held those babies though.
You never
I've
held.
never held any baby,
Okay,
technically.
okay. So
You're gonna
just
need
tip for
to get
you.
some practice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Steven, you need
yeah,
to remember to hold the head, one hand on the head, neck area,
right.
like all the time. But don't squeeze it because you're gonna pop its head. But I mean, not literally,
Not an
but
orange.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, did
And
you get your shots?
um,
What
me or
what shots?
Steven?
I got the Tdap.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What are
yeah.
the shots?
No, Tdap.
I
That's
mean, yeah, that's what
Oh,
you need.
yeah,
okay. Yeah, I got it.
yeah. So practice holding the head of the baby.
Okay,
So
okay.
get a small pillow and put an orange behind it and just hold it
Yeah,
throughout the day.
Okay.
If you drop the
yeah,
orange, that means you killed your baby.
yeah,
Don't kill the baby, Steven.
yeah. Don't kill the baby.
So they're normally like 7, 8 pounds, right?
Yeah.
It should be, yeah, on average,
Oh
yeah,
man, I'm gonna get like so tired so fast.
yeah.
It's
So
like,
so basically, after they're born, from what the doctors told us, the babies after they're born, they'll lose like 10% of the weight, so they'll lose weight, and so
oh,
therefore that's why there's like feeding schedule every 2 to 3 hours to feed them, so you could bring their weight back up to their birth weight. So,
I
um,
see.
Yeah, because
yeah,
they're all waterlogged coming out because they've just been swimming around the entire time, so they lose a lot of
Right.
weight,
exactly,
and then you
yeah,
just pump them back up.
yeah.
I see. I see.
So feeding is like
Okay.
super important at the beginning, first 2 weeks.
And your wife is gonna be so tired because she's the only one that can feed the child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if she's gonna
Unless
breastfeed,
she like
uh,
pumps and then or what is that formula?
formula, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to do formula at first.
Yeah, formula's last resort. Do
Right.
breastfeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
and breastfeeding can be very hard for your wife.
Right.
yeah,
Like, because
So
sometimes the kid doesn't latch right, and because the kid's learning to feed,
right.
and your wife is learning to feed the child, so
Hmm.
it can be a mismatch sometimes. So, whenever your wife asks for food, go get exactly what she asked for.
yeah,
Don't
Okay.
exactly.
do what you were doing when she was pregnant and like be like, I don't want that, or like that's not healthy. Just be like, yes, ma'am, and do whatever she says.
Okay, I
Yeah.
never did that. Okay, she said I want McDonald's at 12 a.m. and I said I already changed. Go to sleep.
Yeah, see, that's not what you do.
I can't believe you actually said that.
Yeah, I did. I was like, can I just get it for you tomorrow? I'm tired.
Uh,
What a great husband you are.
A plus. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we're kind of running out of time. Last question. Which child will dominate the next generation of United Following?
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know. Like from everything you guys are saying, I feel like both of your kids are gonna have pretty strong like personalities. They're gonna be
Yeah.
like have piercing voices.
Well, we have both girls, so yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, Andrew, your baby's seems very fierce
feisty.
and very
Well,
Yeah,
she's a firecracker, all right.
strong
like an
So I
Amazon.
think she's going to dominate your kids.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. I mean,
like
mine's
knowing
like
my
yeah. I don't know. I can't really tell what my baby's personality is like yet, obviously, because she's
Yeah.
still new.
yeah.
So.
It'll
we'll
come
see.
out. Don't worry.
I'm kind of worried.
I do feel like me and my wife's personalities are very like chill anyway. So
No.
or my wife's is pretty chill.
Eh,
So maybe
I guess compared
maybe
to
our
you, maybe.
kid will be a balance.
I think you've definitely like chilled out, Steven, but younger Steven was not very chill.
No.
Oh yeah, I
Younger
know.
younger Steven would have got his face punched in on potentially multiple occasions.
Yeah, but then I befriended those fools, and I'm like, haha, now you're under my spell.
And then they used you.
Used you and
Yeah, they
wronged you.
probably did at points of my life. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I
Hey,
don't
the
know. We'll
fact
see
that
what the
I haven't
personality's
gotten
like.
punched in my face yet, I am very happy.
I'm sure Thomas can rectify that.
Yeah,
He'll
I
be
can do
over
that for
very
you.
shortly.
I don't live too far away to drive over and give it good. You want a backhand, front hand, or punch it with the fist? Or you
no,
want
no punch.
jab in the
Just,
throat?
just a slap. Just a
Slap?
slap will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Once your child is born, that child's going to smack you in the face so many times.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
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 And actually,
Even
So
what were you
wait,
going to say,
wait.
Thomas?
So your question, dominate. What do you mean? Like, who's going to be the leader of the pack? Is that
Yes.
what you mean? Oh, okay. But I also think that's difficult because you're Andrew, you're all the way in like the South. So it would be like very other than the fact that like we'll visit every once in a while, it would be very difficult,
It's okay. I still dominate you all the way from over here. So
Yes, you
but
do.
yeah.
You
I mean,
do.
I think at least initially it seems like Andrew, your kid will probably dominate since she is the oldest.
And who knows? Maybe my kid will just like do a really cool dance and just like seduce both of your daughters. And...
Oh gosh, I hope not.
dear God, I'm going to
No.
teach my daughter to not fall in love with your kid.
Yeah, same here. If he does that,
just put like a picture and be like, "You remember this kid? Don't."
I'm going to
don't
put
remember.
my kid in like martial
Don't.
arts,
Huh?
and just to train her to punch your kid in the crotch.
Yeah,
Do it early before the balls drop.
when it's
So
so
every
way
time
up
she sees him, smack him in the crotch.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I feel like this one is super personal.
Yeah, there's a lot of NPIs that we shared. You gotta bleep that out, Steven. It's gonna be a lot of bleeping
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah, bleep everything. The
Yeah.
whole entire podcast.
Yeah,
will be
just don't release this one.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Any last words from y'all about being a dad? Or
Get your tubes tied, kids. Tied, kids. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, that's
Wow.
not last words. I don't know. Do we usually have last words?
no, I'm just asking y'all.
Oh, have fun with life. I don't know. There you go.
Live life to the fullest because once you
Oh,
have
no.
a kid,
No, become the fear. Yes, become the fear.
Become what you fear the most.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Be like Batman.
So if you're
Um.
afraid of spiders, become a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Become like
Hell
literally
no.
a spider. Add like do surgeries and add I don't know 4 more limbs. Arms and
If
legs
you're
doesn't matter.
afraid of holes, become a variety of different holes.
Yeah. Like make holes through your cartilage. I don't know somehow make holes somewhere in your body.
Or tattoo a bunch of holes on your body.
Yeah.
That'd be really creepy. Anyways, we have been United Following. Thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to us and give us 5 stars.
Yeah. Smash that like. I like that
Yeah.
smash.
Or yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a minisode of United Falling. This is called Reese's Pieces, and we are talking about the Terminal List, starring yours truly, Jack Reece. Who am I speaking with?
Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher, you son of a bitch.
Wait,
Oh,
is
you
your
think
name
you're
James
great?
Reece?
Huh?
Isn't your name's James Reece, not Jack Reece? Come on, man! You don't even know your own name.
Oh
What
no!
what kind of American hero are you?
Oh, you're absolutely right. My name is James Reece, and your name is Jack Reacher, and we are we are competing for Amazon #1 slot for all TV shows. All right,
Oh yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna. Well, I don't know how you're gonna do your side, but my TV show is pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about your show. So, what do you think is so cool about your show,
All
Mr.
right. Well,
Reece?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. One thing that your show doesn't have.
All right.
I go to Mexico and I find the guy who killed my entire family, and I strap him to like these chains, and I cut him open, rip out his intestines, and stab it to the wall. Okay, and then I bring him down from the chain, and I'm like, walk, bitch, and then watch as he slowly dies in pain.
Wow. You sound almost borderline psychotic and maybe like a sociopath or a psychopath or a masochist. I don't know.
Maybe a bit of both.
Maybe a bit of both or maybe a bit of, a little everything. You don't discriminate. You like to be everything.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
well, on the other hand, me as Mr. Reacher, I'm a lone wolf, and lone wolves are cool. I don't have a wife. I don't have a kid.
yeah.
I don't even have a social security account or a bank account. I'm like invisible. You know? That's how cool I am.
You know what? We should come up with a TV show where you and I align, and then I learn some things from you, like how to like drop off
Shop
the
for
face of
clothes
the.
at the food at the donation store.
Okay. You know what? Let's talk about me for now, because I just love to talk about myself. Okay.
Okay, fine. All right.
Okay, so let's talk about what you liked about my show, and then I'll tell you some things that I liked about your show. Okay.
All right, fine. Something I liked about your show.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I liked about your show was that one particular scene where you're talking to the VP who happened to be the star of the rat guy in the movie. What's the movie again?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, the second one.
Yes.
Basically, you give that guy, that son of a bitch, a death speech saying how you're weak and a loser and you're not as brave as some of the other, men you fought. And I'm going to give you an easy death. And you give him a little squirt of medicine to let him die painlessly. And that was a
Yes.
pretty epic speech. I got to give you some credit for that.
Why, thank you, Jack Reacher. And let me give you credit. On your show, you met a female cop. She's about 5'7", and you squashed her.
Wait, in which way?
You destroyed her physically and emotionally. Because not only did you give her a good romping, but you left her at the end of the episode.
Oh, did I?
Oh
I don't
yeah.
remember.
But you know what's better than that? Having your entire family killed.
Or
Which is
more dramatic. You mean something more dramatic? Yeah,
oh,
that's for sure.
right.
Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty sad story. I'm not gonna lie. You're going through some pretty traumatic stuff, and like killing people is probably not the best way to, you know, to recuperate. You probably should have talked. You know what you should have done instead of going out to find revenge and murdering like everyone in your pathway. You should have talked to a therapist. Like having a therapy session. I think that would have helped.
Hold on, Jack Reacher. I'm having a terrible headache. Oh, it must be from the brain tumor I got from scientific studies that they did not disclose to me or my Navy SEALs team.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you have a cancer or some tumor, right? Terminal tumor. Yeah. Well, I guess in that case, I can see how you would just go Rambo and go on rampage.
Yeah.
It definitely makes an epic story, that's for sure. And your very last scene in the episode where you sail off into the, the South American coastline, with your best friend's boat who you killed because he tried to kill you first on accident.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
And like still when I'm sailing on the boat, I don't know if I cured my brain tumor. So
Wait, yeah, because they don't explain that there is a cure for your brain tumor, right?
Hey, I know we're making light of this, but my show is still pretty awesome, okay?
Yeah, I gotta admit, your show, despite all the odds and tragedies that you go through, yeah, it's a pretty epic show. I gotta admit, I think even though I'm pretty awesome, and Jack Reacher, my show is
Yeah.
pretty awesome. I gotta admit, between you and I think your show is more entertaining. Yeah.
And I'm played like my character. It's not every day you get like a stud muffin like Chris Pratt to play like you as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I mean, he was an epic actor in Parks and Recreation.
Wow. What a pull. Yeah. No, forget about Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's just
No.
yeah.
No, Parks and Rec. That's the highlight of his career. His fatty days.
Oh man. I gotta say, like, when I watch Jack Reacher and I see when you take your shirt off, I'm just like, woo! You know what I mean? I don't remember like when I took my shirt off in the show. I might have to go back because I take my shirt off in front of the mirror before I shower, but I don't remember if they video recorded it. So I'll probably have to look back at that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. You should rewatch your naked body again. I'm sure it's been a while. There's a lot less you naked than I am naked in my show. I'm pretty naked like for half the show,
Yeah.
I think like wearing a t-shirt is like my costume. Like having me being shirtless is my regular clothing. Like
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Because most of the show, I'm actually still wearing my Ranger gear or like my Navy SEALs gear. And I'm like, well, I don't know what season we're in because it could be really hot. Like I go to San Francisco, I go to Mexico, like there's like and then at the beginning I'm in the Middle East, so I'm like traveling all around the place. Whereas in your show, you're just in some dinky little town.
Yeah.
So
I'm just
yeah.
I'm just in some small backwater town and somewhere in one of the New England states, I think. I forget. It's been a while since I've shot my show. I mean, it had some pretty good ratings, and I think Amazon liked it. Jeff Bezos gave it a thumbs up, I think. you know. So
Hey, yeah, he gave it a green light, and he gave my show a green light. But
yeah,
like one of the things I want to bring up is like Rotten Tomatoes is like full of shit, man. 43%.
yeah, I was shocked. You know, I
Yeah,
thought it was. I think it was at least like 75, maybe 88%. You know, with a good with a very large number of reviews, maybe a couple of thousand people who would rate 88% or something. But
yeah,
44%,
100%.
that's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at your show right now. Hold on. I'm on Wikipedia right now. I want to see how many. Dude, you got 91%.
Are
Fuck
you
you.
serious? Hold on, my show got 91%?
Yes,
That
all
doesn't
right.
sound right. Really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I will
Wait,
admit, like your show definitely has more comedy, which you would expect from the guy from Parks and Rec. But like, you know, I mean, they killed my entire family. What did you expect? I have to go on a killer rampage. I am a soldier, and I need to elicit the proper judgment and the proper like revenge. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I mean, I think I do a really good job. You know, I kill James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn, in the
Yeah.
show. I kill Jai Courtney, who is in Terminator Genesis and Suicide Squad the
Uh-huh.
Dude, okay, I want to ask you something. Do you
Yeah.
know who played one of my squadron leader, like one of my squadron troops? The guy named Donnie Mitchell?
Donnie Mitchell. No.
Yeah. Okay,
Donnie.
Donnie is the guy that I keep calling out, right? Because they're trying to confuse me, saying Donnie is the one that like hit the booby trap at the beginning of the show. Okay,
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
right? Donnie is played by my brother-in-law, Patrick Schwarzenegger. Hold on, hold on. I'm not Chris Pratt. Sorry, I am.
What?
I'm James Reece. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm confused. Now you're confusing me. I don't know who I am anymore. Am I Jack Reacher or am James Reese?
No,
Am
no,
I?
no. You're Jack Reacher.
Are you sure? I thought I
Yeah.
was. Are you sure I'm not Gunn? James Gunn?
Oh no, it's 100% sure you're not James Gunn. Okay, I want to bring something up real quick though.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, you know how I mentioned like why is it that you get all the babes, right? And then I get like Constance Wu. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. She's a babe, but like I don't get to get with her.
That's true. Yeah, because she
Yeah.
does, and she is your partner in crime, like literally, since she's solving a
Yeah.
crime.
She's
Um.
writing my story, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good
then
question. I don't know. You should talk to your director and your executive producers. Oh wait, you are an executive producer in your show. You should ask yourself that question. Why don't you? Why do you?
no, because
Why did you
I'm not
hire
Chris
her?
Pratt. James Reese.
Oh yeah, James Reese, right? You're James
Yeah.
Reese. Well, you should talk to Chris Pratt because apparently Chris Pratt is one of the executive producers. Which actually, I am even more sympathetic towards your show because I mean, 44%, that does not do justice. You definitely deserve at least like, 88% or
75
75.
to 80.
Yeah.
75 to 80, man.
Yeah.
And if you got a 91%, I should have 118.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how you calculate that, but yeah, okay.
Okay, all joking aside, I really enjoyed my own show. It's action packed.
Uh-huh.
There's not you know what I think? What I think it is that your show actually has some humor and some light
Yeah.
and and sex.
Yeah.
Whereas my show is dark, dark, more dark, and then a mudslide.
Dark and mudslide. Yeah, I think those
Yeah.
adjectives fit very well. Yeah. Especially when you add
Yeah.
the word dark 2 times or 3 times.
Yeah, I mean
You know
like
what? Yeah.
okay, honestly if, aside from the brain tumor, And
Uh-huh.
aside from the whole entire corrupt like military, you know, machine, right? Because
Uh-huh.
the people that brought me up in the Navy SEALs, like my commanding officers, and
Yeah.
then the
The senator.
Department of Justice. Is she a
Yeah.
senator?
No, no, she was a senator.
Oh, okay. Oh no, she's Secretary of Defense.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, like all the people I thought I could trust ended up, I guess you can't trust the government.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I'm a very angry person, and you know, I need to fix this, and the only way to fix it, and the only way to fix it right, is by doing it yourself.
Yeah. You're a man who gets things done. You're a
Yes,
self-made man.
exactly. And you know what? At the end of the day, if they need a TV show where Jack Reacher and James Reese are in the same, you know, we need to save the world from like these corrupt military people, I'd be down.
You definitely have the resume because you definitely check off all the experiences. You took down, you blew up and killed the Navy commanding officer and
Yeah.
his building.
Yep.
You've made the Secretary of Defense, kill herself. Let's
Uh,
see, and you take out like a whole squad of another Navy SEAL team, right?
yeah.
And basically, you're legendary. You're like the best Navy SEALs team leader in recent
So
history, I guess.
yeah, so like essentially what I'm saying is if they need to make a team up show between James Reese and Jack Reacher, they could totally do it. And
Yeah,
this is how we do it. You do all the brain stuff and then I do all
the muscle stuff.
the killing stuff. Oh wait,
Oh
no, you
yeah.
have more muscle than I do.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do have more muscle. Yeah, I like to wear I like to be shirtless like half the time. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I'm still a little, little chubby on the bottom.
yeah, but
Um
you know what though? Like I'm only military police. I'm more detective work. So you're the Navy SEALs team leader. You know how to use all the guns and bazookas, and I only know how to shoot a pistol really well. I think I forget. It's been a while since I've, you know, been on my own show. But
yeah. But here's the thing though, like cuz I remember in your episodes, like you're like a one punch, my head falls off my body kind of guy,
uh huh,
like bam, and then like you know.
uh huh,
So I feel like you couldn't do it unless it was me versus you.
yeah.
That would be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Let's see.
this is how we do it.
Uh huh.
Like the government tricks you into
Uh huh.
thinking that I'm the bad guy.
Well, technically, you are the bad guy because you're still on the most wanted list. I think if I remember correctly,
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah, you're still wanted, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so you are technically a
absolutely
bad guy. So yeah,
right.
so the government will like, hey, look, like, hey, Mr. Reacher, James Reese is went AWOL and killed a whole bunch of military guys, and he's kind of crazy. So can you go take him out? I'll be like, yeah, I'm MT, man. I'm a detective. I got this.
Yeah, I'll find him. And
Yeah,
then
I'll
all
find him.
you really you just have to like squeeze my head and maybe my tumor will pop out my eye.
Yeah, it's kind of like a really bad snot. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like wham, just like eyes out. Maybe. Yeah,
Um
actually, I'm kind of sad though, because it sounds like, Reese, because of your tumor, you probably won't get a second season then.
I don't know, man. It depends on how many people have seen it because like the show just came out. My head hurts a little bit, but all I really do is like think of my dead wife and my dead children or child.
Yeah, you only have a
It's
daughter, one
okay.
girl.
And then I got pills. I got a lot of pills. And then like from the profits I make from this show, I'm gonna get more pills. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you get more pills to stay alive a little longer. And plus,
Yeah.
the Navy SEALs has taught you a lot of, useful skills. So
Yeah,
maybe you
and
can survive this cancer, terminal cancer.
yeah. And then, I have no friends. So like nothing is holding me back from discovering my true self of violence.
Yeah.
I killed my friend that I thought was my friend,
Yeah.
Ben Edwards, played by Taylor Kitsch. You know,
Yeah.
hold on. I got to bring this up because I do like Taylor Kitsch, but he played Gambit in X-Men Origins.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he's not in enough stuff, like, because he was in True Detective Part 2 or Season
Oh yeah.
2. A lot of
Yeah.
people didn't like it, but if he's on my show, I think it's great. I whatever. I support anyone who supports me.
Yeah.
Although he betrayed me. So I will think about that a little more. Um okay, so let like the one person that I thought I could trust and that can still trust is still Constance Wu. Um, you
Yeah.
know,
That's pretty
yeah,
much it.
yeah,
And some of the guys who gives you like the boat, and some of
yeah.
the spare guns and stuff. So, you know.
Oh, and like my Mexican family friend, that
Oh
guy was
yeah,
dope.
that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah. He did all like the legwork, so I could just go in and kill the person who killed my family. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that part of the show, it was a little bit. That was like the only part of the show I didn't like about what I didn't like about your show. It was like,
What?
okay, you got a target, right? So
Yeah.
you find out who kills your family, right?
Uh huh.
So it's like, you find out there's like a line that goes to saying, oh, it's the guy in the military. The guy's in the military. There's some kind of, weird conspiracy thing going on. And then you find out the actual handyman who did it was actually was it? Yeah, I guess the Mexican cartel.
Yeah.
One of the cartels, right? So then for some reason you deviate a little bit sideways to go kill the guy, while the main objective, the bigger fish to kill, is to pursue the conspiracy. So I was like,
Well,
okay, that was kind of weird, but
okay. Here's the thing. Like, when I get those massive migraines because of that tumor in my head,
uh-huh.
it keeps reminding me of the wife and the daughter that, like, I just keep leaving behind because I have to work. I have to work. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And
Yeah.
in my head I was like, all right, the only way to handle this is if I kill the guy who killed them,
Yeah.
because that will bring them peace and they'll leave my head, which they never do throughout the entire movie or
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I need a reminder that I'm still human, other than this brain tumor that keeps causing
I
me.
mean, does it really make you human though? Because like right after you kill those guys, you still go on like a rampage, like day in day out, like full adrenaline rush, right? You blow up a landslide, you fall off like 10, 20 feet off a cliff, and you're still running, and then you
Yeah.
take out an entire like military, private security on an island. Like that's like even I, as Jack Reacher, can't do that. I'm pretty awesome at my job, but I don't think I have that kind of stamina to do it.
Yeah, and that's what's frustrating because 91%, I don't think so. I think I'm working on 91% of my body and you're
Uh,
working on 43% of your body. But I'm working off of 43% of my brain and you're working off of 91% of your brain.
uh-huh.
And I feel like Amazon prizes your brain more than it prizes my muscles.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess those ratings don't lie. Yeah. Got a
Yeah.
bankroll. I got them. Get the mullahs rolling in, man. Honestly, I
Yeah,
don't
but
really. Yeah, the review count though, I don't. I don't. That just it sounds. To be honest, I think it's backwards. I think Terminal List should have been like 91, and my show Jack Reacher should be like 40 something. Because I didn't think my show was that good. You know, it feels like a
don't you
daytime TV show, like a CSI, but you know, but Jack Reacher style. You know what I'm saying?
don't you dare, okay? Don't you dare, okay? Cuz my show is dope, but your show was something special.
Really? Okay, to
Yes.
be honest, did you really like my show better or your show more?
Well, okay. Honestly, I liked your show better. Oh
Really?
God, it hurts. But it's mainly because it's more fun than my show. Because like my show, I gotta kill people,
Yeah.
and I gotta make sure that they understand that what they did was wrong. Okay,
Uh-huh.
your show, you don't have that. You know, you just walk into town and you're like, hey, I'm here to get some food and pie. And then all of a sudden everyone wants to arrest you. Well, fuck them. I'm gonna find out why, right? That's your show.
Uh-huh.
So okay, I'm on Rotten Tomatoes right now,
Uh-huh.
and I agree with the audience rating. Your show got an audience rating of 90%. Okay, my show got an audience rating of 95%. Ah,
Okay.
there we
Okay.
go, right?
Okay.
That
Okay.
that means your show is still pretty damn good, but my show flexing on all muscles, baby.
Wow, yeah, that 4% though, that 4% makes a world of a difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
you best believe it.
that's
But
interesting. Okay.
um before we call it a night though, is there anything else that you any other thoughts that you want to bestow upon my show that would just, make me feel better and make the pain of the brain tumor go away?
Well, I gotta admit, I could see the fact that Chris Pratt, who played you, you know, Jack James Reese, you could tell, naturally, Chris Pratt is a really funny, goofy guy, and he's been like that in all of his, I guess, screen time,
Yeah.
right? And I can see at one point there were a couple of scenes where he was holding back from being
Mm,
funny. You know,
yeah.
could you see that?
Yeah, I could because like honestly, I'm not I'm not even that funny. I
No,
don't I
you're
don't like I don't what's a smile?
yeah,
You know what I mean? If I could, I would get blood on my hands and just war paint my face.
yeah.
But like
Like one of
audience
the
would
orcs in Lord of the Rings, just like a handprint on your face.
yeah, but like, so I was talking to Chris and I was like, this is me, all right? And then, Chris was like, you're a little intense, bro. You're a little intense. Like I'm gonna call my little girl Bug,
Uh
you
huh.
know. But the only reason I would call anyone Bug is because I'm gonna squash them.
God. That's yeah. I'll definitely after the show, I should give you a phone number to my therapist. I think that will definitely help you a little bit. Chill out.
Hold on, Jack Reacher, you have a therapist?
Yeah, man. I got issues too, man. I got issues. I got issues too, man.
All right,
Dude,
fine.
I don't have a social security account. I shop at a thrift store for clothes,
Wait, how do you pay?
Somebody somehow mysteriously drops money to me through, one of those Western Nation accounts, and I just cash out.
Western Union, sir.
Western Union, that's what it's called. Yeah, see, like I'm so covert. I'm so overt. I'm covert. So, yeah, that's how I do, man. And people who do that have issues. I got issues, bro.
All right. Well, I would not mind talking to a shrink, but they might commit suicide. I'm not sure.
You might have some pretty deep skeletons in your closet.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Especially the guy that I killed and hung and then ripped out his intestines and like stabbed it to the wall and told him to walk.
I gotta admit that scene. I felt like, I mean, it was pretty gritty, but like I was actually part of me was kind of expecting something more, right?
Oh, it was not enough. It was
I think I felt like it could have gone further.
because honestly, I told them what I actually did, and they were like, "That's too far."
Uh-huh.
The audience will not
Uh-huh.
believe it, so they
Really.
they decided not to shoot it. Yeah,
but then but Amazon releases The Boys, like the stuff that happens on that show is just disgusting. It's way too much for me as Jack Reacher.
Yeah,
For that
exactly. So, sometimes it's hard. You want to make it just enough that the audience will, not turn against you, because I'm being played by Chris Pratt,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. Honestly, um, they, for the TV show to make it as accurate as it was about 25% accurate to like how violent I truly am.
25.
Yeah. And right now, like that tumor in my brain, I feel like it went away because the pain is always there, so.
Oh,
But
wow.
anyways, Jack Reacher, I gotta say, I can't wait for the next season of your show, but the ratings will plummet compared to mine. But thank you for joining me as I talk about myself.
Yeah, it was a great pleasure just talking about myself and my show and comparing it against your recently released show on Amazon. Yeah, it would
Yeah,
be great if it would be really cool if we had a dynamic duo where we could team up together and fight crime. Jack
yeah.
Reacher with James Reese.
I agree, and I hope like whatever's in my brain, they can remove it so I can get another girlfriend. Because
What?
I saw what you did to that girl, and I was like, I can do that too. But they
I could
but
do
they're
that too.
but they're like, no, no, you just lost your family this episode. We need to make you a good person.
Uh-huh.
So
Good person.
all right. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, folks. Thank you, Jack Reacher, for joining this minisode. And next up, me and whoever Jack Reacher truly is, we're gonna try to be going over the Halo series.
Oh yeah, that guy. The guy who's going to discuss Halo is not gonna have a fun time.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, thanks guys for tuning in, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Ciao.